Okay. Hello, this is HobbitEditz, also known as Adia. I'm going to be doing a Q&A for the first time. I don't think I've ever done a video like this before, ever. So, yeah, let's just get started. Well, I wrote the questions. There's quite a lot. They're all randomly written down. There was a lot. Okay, the first question is, what got you into Lord of the Rings and when? So, let's see. I was about 13 when I fully got invested in Lord of the Rings, because it came out the same year I was born, and my dad really liked the movie, so he went to the theaters and saw it. Ever since then, he would watch the movies at least once or twice a year. You know, I would watch them with him. But I didn't really pay attention to them until I was about 12 or 13. And then we watched the whole trilogy in order, and I realized I really loved them. So, yeah, it was about 12 or 13, so that was about 7-8 years ago. Do you have any Lord of the Rings merch? I have a good amount of Lord of the Rings merch. I'll have to just put it together and show you at the, right here in the video. I'll just insert it right here. Because I have the movies, the books, the extended edition of the movies, the visual companion books. I don't know if you consider the books merch, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. And then I have the One Ring, I have the Leaf of Lorien, have some Lord of the Rings figurines, some posters, some coasters, or tokens, call them tokens, so some Lord of the Rings and Hobbit tokens, a clock, and I have the necklace, the Ebon Star, and I have a couple of Funko Pops. Oh, and Sting. I have Sting and some artwork done by Paige on Instagram. A good amount of Lord of the Rings merch, not a ton, but probably a good amount. So the next question is, have you read any Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings, or The Hobbit? I read all of the Chronicles of Narnia books about 6 years ago. My favorite one was The Horse and His Boy. But yeah, I've read all of those, really enjoyed them. I've read The Hobbit a couple times, but Lord of the Rings, so I've read all of the Lord of the Rings books except for the last 100 pages on the Return of the King. I was doing it for school, so I wasn't super interested. I never finished them. I need to get back to doing that now that I have the books. So next question is, what inspired you to start editing? So back in 2018, I was doing some stupid funny edits for Star Wars, but then in 2021, I started getting into Marvel and finding the Marvel editing community on YouTube. So I was editing Marvel for about a year and a half, maybe 2, and Star Wars as well. Just being in that community and knowing there were other editors inspired me. I think it's Central Edits. She's like one of the most popular Marvel editors. She really inspired me as well. Okay, so my first obsession, that would be back when I was about 6 to 16. I loved horses. I still love horses, but that was my main obsession. I loved horses. I just loved animals in general. Never owned one, and I only rode a horse a few times. Anything else that's movie related would be Lion King or Kung Fu Panda. I loved those movies back when I was about 12. I used to draw them all the time, do whatever I could to show how much I loved Kung Fu Panda or The Lion King. And the next question is, favorite character in Lord of the Rings and Sherlock? In Sherlock, my favorite character is Dr. Watson. In Sherlock, I have a hard time trying to choose between the two. They're definitely both my favorites. And then in Lord of the Rings, that would be Aragorn. Aragorn's always been my favorite Lord of the Rings character. Next question is, do you have a favorite color? My favorite color is blue. Next question is, your favorite thing that you've done in 2023? That would be, I would travel to Europe last year. So that was a wonderful experience. So that will be my favorite thing for 2023. Your first fictional crush? That would probably be Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan in Star Wars. So the next question is, why did you start editing? And if you mean by, like editing Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, that's because I enjoyed Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and editing. I thought to, look up Lord of the Rings edits on YouTube, and I couldn't see that many. I was like, you know what, I want to change that. So I started editing, and then now I have, for 400 videos, and then an awesome Lord of the Rings community. That was the reason. I didn't see enough on YouTube. And the next question is, CapCut or A-Light Motion? If I had to choose one or the other, I'd probably go with A-Light Motion because I love the filters. So yeah, A-Light Motion. What advice would you give to people with a new editing account? Edit what you enjoy. Don't really pay attention to the views, subscribers. That really can discourage you, and it's not what's important. I mean, I know I have over 10,000 subscribers, and to some people that might even be a small bit, But to me it is a large amount, but I don't really pay attention to that. I think about all the people who are involved in this community, and it just makes it a lot easier, and it makes me happy. I don't do it for the subscribers. It's wonderful that I have this many, but even if I only had 1,000, I would still be happy with this Lord of the Rings community. So that's probably one piece of advice I would say, is don't pay attention to the subscriber count, don't pay attention to the likes, comments, just keep posting and you'll eventually get there. So just post consistently as well. Next question, any Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit Legos? I have some for Marvel and for Star Wars, but none of the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit yet. Next one, favorite edit of mine. So I'll just go ahead and post my favorite edit of mine right here.
When he finds out what you've done.
I'm not afraid of Thorin.
But you should be. Don't underestimate the evil of gold. Gold over which a serpent has long brooded.
Would never have doubted the loyalty of his kin.
Throw him from the rampart!
You are changed, Thorin. The dwarf I met in Bag End would never have gone back on his word.
The quest is fulfilled. You've won the mountain. Is that not enough?
Am I not the king?
Well, is my king.
I used to know that once.
My grandfather.
Is this treasure truly worth more than your honor?
I am not my grandfather.
Favorite Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit character that's not Bilbo or Aragorn? For the Hobbit, it would probably be Balin. And then with Lord of the Rings, it'd probably be Merry or Gandalf. Like both of those. And have you watched any Lord of the Rings The Hobbit crack videos? Yeah, I've made one before too, so if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. But yes, I do watch those. I've watched a lot of them. My favorite are the ones that HobbitEditz made. Favorite profile picture I've ever had? This is a hard question. I've probably not saved. I don't save all of my profile pictures, but I'll insert the one that I like the most. Are you the type of person who pauses the movie and says, "Did you know Viggo Mortensen broke his toe?" Yes, I say random facts over, and I don't even pause the movie. I just blurt it out. I say all the random facts, behind the scenes, stuff that happened. Yeah, I have to. I have to tell them. They have to know. What are some things that inspire you to edit? First off, it's this community. This Lord of the Rings community on YouTube has really inspired me to keep going. There are times where I just don't have motivation, but when they comment and say that they really enjoy my edits, it really makes me feel special and I want to continue editing. Outside of that, just what inspires me would probably just be going on Pinterest and looking at other edits. I'm like, oh cool, I want to edit like that. So basically those two things. Favorite YouTuber. So I don't really watch a ton of YouTube, but my favorite YouTube editor would be HobbitEditz. I love her style and the way that she edits. So yeah, that'll be my favorite editor for YouTube. Your favorite fandom besides Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit? That would be Star Wars, Jurassic World, a bit of Marvel, of course, Sherlock Holmes, any of the movies, shows, I love all of them. So that's just a few of my favorites. Okay, so next question is favorite song. My favorite song is probably Saturn by Sleeping at Last, but I also really like listening to soundtracks for Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Marvel movies, Star Wars, Star Trek. So soundtrack is my favorite genre. Favorite person to edit? That would probably be Bilbo. I just love editing him, easy to edit. I have a lot of footage of him, and it's just typically easier to edit him than any of the characters. Favorite season? That would be Autumn. Why do you like Bilbo? Because he's loyal, he's kind, he's stubborn. I'm stubborn like him, so it's nice to see that shown on the movie. And he's just a good friend, someone I would want as a friend. And your favorite color palette? Probably blue and just light blues, something like that, and white. Next question is favorite series, movies, show to edit. That would be Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and probably Sherlock Holmes. Your favorite Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit merch that you own? That would probably be Sting, just because it is so beautiful, and it was a gift, so makes it even more special. And the next question is your favorite Lord of the Rings quote. I think it's still my bio, but that would be, even the smallest of persons can change the course of the future. My favorite Lord of the Rings quote. Your favorite Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit movie. My favorite Lord of the Rings movie would be The Return of the King, and then for The Hobbit it would be The Desolation of Smaug. Your first Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit crush? Aragorn. Aragorn was my first Lord of the Rings crush. And then last question, have you seen Harry Potter? Yes, I grew up watching Harry Potter up until I was about 7 or 8. After that time, we started to stop watching it. But yes, I have seen Harry Potter. Okay, so thank you for all these questions. I'm just very grateful to have this community and be able to make a video like this. They are such wonderful questions. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope we could do it again one time. Maybe a few months in the future, I'll just do another one, an updated one. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Bye.